Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. Well, we're going to look at what the Royals have been up to lately, and I'm going to interject some of my opinions, which may be somewhat unpopular, but that's just the way it goes. First, a few days ago, we saw William. He was in Poland there to thank the troops for the Polish soldiers for the efforts they'd been making in the Ukraine. Now, we do know that William carries a lot of military titles, sergeant of this or that or whatever. And we also know those are titular titles. Those were given by the monarch, by the queen to him. He never saw active duty. But they're his soldiers, they're this and that. So he's over there thanking Polish soldiers in the way that a president of a country might, or another world leader, a diplomat of sorts. I'm not sure that getting involved one way or another in an international war conflict is a place for the Prince of Wales. That's just my opinion, but I'm not real comfortable with seeing that kind of action. Now, Kate's been out and about. That's right. She was spotted at the supermarket. That's right. In fact, Kate had a meeting. It was put on their YouTube channel. It was put on the YouTube channel. Kate and her program, Shaping Us, her mental health program aimed at children and families, has partnered with Iceland, which is a frozen food supermarket in Britain. And so she's done a video interview introducing the program. And basically what's happening, the head of Iceland, Grocers, is partnering with her program to provide mental health support, I suppose, to not only their employees, the programs, and their employees' families and children and that kind of thing, but extending it to the public. The premise of all this, Kate's trying to lay down that children's mental health is everybody's responsibility, sort of like 20 years ago uh, when Mrs. Clinton wrote, "It takes a village." Like, we all have to be responsible. Your grocery store should be a point of mental health security blanket, kind of a place, safe space for you, because that's their responsibility. And so the gentleman she was speaking to showed a poster. We're putting these up in the stores so children can look at that, and how are you today, and start a conversation. What are they expecting? That employees of the store, if some child or some mother or some parent or just a person having a bad day, what is the store clerk supposed to do? What is the cashier? What is the manager supposed to do about it? No, I'm having a bad day. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my mental health. This store, what you can do for me, you know, I don't want to be triggered when I come into your store. I don't understand the point of this. I really don't. What the hell? A grocery store should not feel or be made to feel that their customers' mental health issues are in any way their responsibility. You know, the grocer's responsibility is to follow the food safety guidelines for storage, preparation, and retail. Make sure their freezers are clean and maintain temperatures. Make sure their employees wash their hands. You know, trying to deal with a customer who's having, a mental health issue, whether it's, they're sad, they're depressed, they're this or that, and approach a staff member and expect the staff, if you're going to the grocery store for some kind of mental health validation, you've got very serious problems. Honest to God, you know, and it's not the store's place. And even just beyond that, I mean, of course, stores have a, employers have a responsibility towards their staff. For, there's always social programs in place, gambling and this and that, and we've got counselors, or we've got a service we can refer you for that kind of stuff. Yeah, social, gateways for their employees to find help they need for issues they're having. Employee health. But the general public's mental health, and for them to drive a conversation, for them to make it an issue for the grocery store. Well, here's the thing. So they partnered with this supermarket. They think it's a good idea. They're printing posters and putting them up in their store, and apparently, gonna have conversations and train their staff of how to be aware of these kinds of things and why it's important. More sensitivity training. At a time when the whole world pretty much is suffering with a financial crisis and groceries are getting expensive, now we're going to, and businesses, a lot of businesses are having a hard time and having to make hard decisions. So we're going to put the burden on businesses to create programs, fund programs, print posters, train staff, sensitivity training. You're not just a grocery clerk. You're not just a cashier. You gotta be everybody's hero every day when you come into work. The mental, physical, and financial costs to the businesses, if this is taken up as some sort of an ideal, some sort of norm, that, oh yeah, businesses now have to get on board with this and realize that they too are responsible for their customers' mental health every day, every way, and they've got to invest in this. It's going to break the bloody businesses. Businesses have, I mean, what it's going to do, and this is just my opinion. If every time you go into a grocery store and you see a poster saying, how, what kind of day are you? Happy? Are you sad? Are you hungry? Are you, you know, check your mental health at the door. If it's constantly bombarded to you that everybody everywhere expects you as a member of the public to have some sort of issue that they've got to somehow diagnose, commiserate with, and console you while you're out shopping. You know, it's putting too much burden. And if this is the way society is driven, that we think everywhere we go, everybody should be ready to pat us on the head and tell us life's okay, that we should be able to it's going to turn everybody into victims, as if we don't have enough of that already. Everybody's triggered by everything else. This mental health burden is being built, and it's being pushed on the public to make everybody victims, because then talk about you're splitting society. If you're not a victim, then you must be a villain. If you don't buy into this, that everybody's problems are everybody's business and everybody's responsibility, and if you don't believe that, you're some kind of a hater. I mean, it sounds preposterous and it sounds far-fetched, given the Princess of Wales and her little program for mental health. But really, it is a program designed to push the public in a direction that the elite want them to go. Don't forget, not only the king, but Prince William are members of the World Economic Forum, which is one of the largest non-governmental bodies of unelected officials who take it upon themselves to create and push policy and programs in society in a direction that they want it to go to suit their purposes. A lot of countries are represented. Canada, where I'm from, yeah, there's a lot of members in the government that are members of the World Economic Forum. Britain, you've got the same issue. You've got the King and the Prince of Wales are members of the World Economic Forum. You know? Societal changes, pushing the whole LGBTQ and alphabet issue, the trans issue, the victimization issue, triggering safe spaces, snowflake to, vehicle bans and green energy, and this is all put out by people like this, the elite that want to rule the world. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's true. These are the same people that are pushing, protecting, programming, and promoting Meghan Markle and Harry. Because think about it. People say, well, why would they want to get rid of the monarchy? Why would these same people, I mean, look at the king, Prince William, Harry, Meghan, they all think they're doing something noble. They're all being used, and they're all being used by the same people, by the same groups of people, for different reasons and to pull off different stunts, but they're all being used Why would they want to bring down the monarchy? Well, think about it. The monarchy, the Commonwealth alone, encompasses a third of the world's population. It's a lot of people. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of power and control. The monarchy, a lot of real estate. They are very wealthy indeed. And I would contend the royal family is much more powerful than they ever would like you to believe. And from a social point of view, since I'm talking of Kate's initiative as a driver for social conditioning, the royal family plays that kind of a purpose in British and the Commonwealth society. In Britain, like when the Queen died, there were comments such that, oh, she was, the glue that held everything together. She is the monarchy is like the soul of Britain. If you disrupt that, if you take that away, you set people adrift. And they're vulnerable because life as they know it has changed completely. And when people are vulnerable, it's a very good time to try to impose changes on society. It's just what I think. Just what I think is kind of going on. I don't think that Kate believes she's doing anything nefarious. But I also don't think that she understands the purpose behind all of this. I don't think she understands the drivers in place to shape society. Now, this week, Harry has popped up today. He arrived at a British courtroom this morning as the preliminary hearing began regarding the lawsuit that himself, Elton John, Liz Hurley, and several other people have brought against the Daily Mail that leads back to the phone hacking scandal, and they contend that the news sources were gathering information about them in nefarious ways. And the Daily Mail says it certainly had not, and they don't think it should go to trial because, first of all, limitations of previous incidents have passed. Like it's too long to go back and rehash this now. Those events were too long ago, and it's unfounded and this and that, and so the purpose of these hearings is to see if the judge thinks that there's enough evidence for this to go to court. So it's just a preliminary hearing. But Harry showed up. He snuck into the country. He showed up at the courthouse flanked by his bodyguards, which is ridiculous. But, I wonder. I wonder if he's going to be staying at Frogmore. I wonder where he's staying. They haven't said. And if he's just here for the one day, or if he's going to be here for the length of the proceedings, if he's going to be in court every day, we don't know. That's something to watch. But now, we can wonder if he's going to try to sit down with Charles and William while he's here. We know He wants a sit down meeting with them. He wants an apology. He wants to hash out their role in the coronation. He wants their time. Is he going to get it? Well, Charles and Camilla were supposed to be in France today, but to meet President Macron, and they were planning to attend a state banquet at the Palace of Versailles. But Macron decided to cancel the trip due to the fact that just about everybody in his country's on strike and the rest of it's on fire, you know? So having a big fancy do at the palace with the king is not good optics when your country is so annoyed and disrupted that they're screaming in the streets and setting everything on fire. It's not a good look to have such an opulent occasion, notwithstanding the security concerns. So they've canceled it. So Charles, whose diary would have been full, now finds himself with a couple of free days, and Harry's in town. Do you think they'll have a chance to sit down and talk? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. Harry might want it to, but I really don't think there's going to be anything resolved over the next couple of days. So we have to see what happens with the hearing. See if the judge decides that the case can go ahead. And then that would, it might be a year from now. Who knows how long it'll take for the case to actually get ahead. If it does indeed go ahead. So we have to watch that. We have to keep a critical eye on Kate's Shaping Us campaign. See who else comes on board. See just how much they are willing to shape us. That's what it is. She might as well have called it social conditioning, because that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what they're engaged in. So a lot of things to watch, a lot of things to cast a critical eye on, and think about the implications for the future. Looking forward to the coronation. Is it going to go off as planned? Some would tell you that's still not set in stone. So we've got a lot of things to watch for in the next couple of months. And we will talk about it as we go along. Like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'd like to know what you're thinking. Have a great day, everybody.